Welcome to the third pro tip. Now, will be a really valuable pro tip, and it will allow you to stand out from all of the other millions of people who are trying to sell the same goods as you. Again, differentiation. How are you going to differentiate yourself from everyone else in the market? Now, the third pro tip, disclaimers. So why do disclaimers matter? What are they? We'll cover this within this lesson. Now, disclaimers matter by building trust. They'll show transparency and allow you to establish credibility with different buyers. It'll also avoid overpromising. It'll keep your claims realistic, which, buyers love that kind of thing. It'll protect you from customer dissatisfaction and also disputes as well. If you've got something written in writing, it's the buyer's fault. If they have read what you've written, it's their fault. So, it protects you as well as a seller. Now, clarity is key. So disclaimers provide customers with necessary details so they know exactly what they're getting. Now, a disclaimer is a very vague thing, which is why I haven't given an actual definition of what exactly it is. Now, again, I'll show you examples of disclaimers and then therefore you guys will understand what exactly a disclaimer is. Now, what areas should you cover in a disclaimer? Now, a disclaimer is normally put at the bottom of the description, a few sentences long. So, shipping. Make sure that you cover shipping within your disclaimers. Now, be clear about the methods that you're using. Are you using Royal Mail second class every next day or DPD, or what are you using? Make sure that you write that. Set realistic timelines as well. Are you going to offer 1 to 2 day delivery, within 3 days, 7-day delivery, next day delivery, same day delivered to their hand? How are you going to do it? So make sure that you put that in and also slightly emphasize that delays may occur, but obviously you don't want to push people away as well. So state how quickly you'll ship after payment. For example, items will be dispatched within 1 to 2 business days after purchase. That is a really nice tangible sentence that buyers can look at. They'll be like, okay, cool. Maximum within 2 days, my item will be dispatched. It reduces anxieties about giving your money to someone random, which is you. You are essentially someone random to them until you build that trust with them. Now, an example disclaimer for shipping could be all items are shipped via Royal Mail second class unless otherwise specified. Nice. Please allow 2 to 5 business days for delivery. Fine. If you need faster shipping, Royal Mail first class is available upon request at an additional charge. Now, a couple of sentences puts all the buyers at rest about when they're going to receive the item. This will reduce any questions to you. And again, this will reduce the amount of effort that you will have to do in the frequently asked questions module later on in this course. Now, item condition, you want to mention this in the disclaimer. So be honest, as mentioned, mention the flaws and realistic presentation. So an example disclaimer of an item condition based disclaimer that you want to add in is, this item is pre-owned and in a good condition. Cool. Please note a small cuff on the bottom left corner visible in the last photo. Cool. Again, this links it to the photos. A buyer can look at the pictures then. Make use about all the effort that you're putting into these listings. All imperfections have been photographed and described to the best of our ability. Cool. That puts them at rest about all of the the flaws of the item, what's wrong with the item, all that kind of thing. They'll be very happy and they'll appreciate that very much. Authenticity. Guarantee authenticity if applicable. Put in 100% authentic, guaranteed authenticity. If they're branded, for example, we stock a lot of designer goods, Canada Goose, all of that good thing. Make sure that you state that they're genuine. Buyers will appreciate that. And don't guess. If you're unsure about authenticity, don't guarantee it because you'll only be caught out later. So an example disclaimer of this could be, all branded items are 100% authentic, sourced from verified suppliers. Cool. If you have any questions about the item's provenance, feel free to reach out. Again, use the English language nicely. Be professional. People will love that. Buyers will love that. Sizing, again, in the disclaimers. Provide accurate measurements, as were mentioned in 2 lessons already on measurements. Brand-specific sizing info. For example, Carhartt normally runs a little bit large, or Adidas normally runs a little bit small. Make sure that you say that. If it's an Adidas hoodie, say that items may run a little bit small. Have a look in the description for measurements. Perfect. Buyers will love that. Encourage questions. So let buyers know they can contact you. If you foster a trustworthy relationship where buyers can come to you and ask any questions and allow you as a seller to put them at ease, they will love that and they will appreciate you for that. So an example disclaimer in sizing would be, sizing is based on the label medium. Cool. Measurements provided approximate and taken flat, chest, 18 inches, length 26. Okay. Please check measurements carefully before purchasing. Cool. Any additional information? So returns policy. Do you want to tell them a little about your returns? Do you offer returns? Do you not offer returns? I would recommend that you offer returns. It means that the buyer will more likely buy the item, and it fosters, again, trust. All sales are fine. If you're not accept returns, make it clear. However, I wouldn't recommend this. We wouldn't really recommend this. Do offer returns. Even though you might be a little bit scared to offer them, do offer them. Custom requests. State whether you accommodate custom shipping or packaging options. Does a buyer want it shipped off, next day? Do they need it urgently for a party? Say that. So an example disclaimer could be, now, again, we wouldn't really recommend this, but you could say something like, all sales are final unless the item arrives significantly different from the description. Feel free to message us with any questions or requests before purchasing. Again, creates a personal touch to it. Buyers will really appreciate that. So what are some overall tips for writing effective disclaimers? Keep it professional yet friendly. As mentioned, the disclaimers that we were mentioning, they're friendly, they're inviting, they're warm. Make sure that you're like that. And be upfront about any limitations. If you're not responsible for shipping delays, for example, maybe say that. Although a good business person will always accept responsibility for anything. Although set good expectations. For example, at Royal Mail, 2 to 5 business days. Perfect. That set good expectations, but also insinuates that it's up to Royal Mail to deliver your item on time. But you don't want to blame people for anything. Always make sure that you take accountability as well. To some extent, undersell, but don't oversell. So it's better to surprise buyers with a better than expected quality than disappoint them. That's a given. But then again, don't undersell your item or undermine it so much that buyers will not buy your item in the first place. You do want to create a little bit of element of surprise and make sure that they're very happy with what they get. And again, photos are your ally. Use images to back up your disclaimers, and especially for the condition and any flaws that you mention. So that's everything for disclaimers. Now, next, everyone's favorite, another mini assignment. So the next mini assignment is how to take photos of your existing clothes, product descriptions, all that great stuff. So we'll see you in the next lesson for your mini assignment.